hello. Hopefully I deleted the last video. I was all set up. I was all organised. I was all ready to go. I was in my scheduled stream that I'd scheduled. And then, yeah, hopefully some people join me here. I can't check on my phone. Oh, hello, someone's here. So what happened was, on YouTube, you set the orientation for the video, and I hadn't done that. So it was trying to set me vertical instead of horizontal, and I wanted to be horizontal. And then I changed it. Hello. So then I changed it to horizontal, and I don't know, it didn't work. But we're here now. Are there filters? Because I'm sweaty. I'll retouch on. Oh, lovely. Thank you. I've got a filter on, just so everyone's aware, because you can see the glisten. It's hot in this room, and the tiny pickle, whose name I'm going to struggle to not say during the stream, the tiny pickle has the fan, because why would we have more than one? I'm currently prepping mini skeins for Advent dyeing. I have a bub with me. Bub. Is the audio okay? Is everything a-okay? Hopefully. But yeah, we're prepping Advent minis because I'm hoping to dye some tomorrow. Cat tax. You got to get the cat tax in early. You've got to get it in early. So I'm having a shop update tomorrow. Audio is great. Beautiful. Good morning, California. Delightful. We've had a little bit of rain, so the heat has broken a tiny bit, but we haven't had too much rain. We're going to have more tomorrow, but it's been toasty. All good. Thank you, folks, for letting me know. Highly appreciated. So I'm having a shop update tomorrow, and I posted on a pigeon on Patreon about how I'm struggling to balance work and a baby. So I won't lie, I didn't have a video for today, and YouTube keeps telling me to do live streams. I mean, I think it's partly because YouTube make more money from live streams if people donate chats. I'm not asking you to donate chats. That's not what I'm asking. I'm just saying that is why YouTube plugs live streams for creators quite a lot. So tomorrow, this is going in the shop. Have I done anything else to prep it? No. I also have a bag over there of stuff that was in the shop that I then, when I cleared out the office, I tried to put the office back together yesterday. Oh my God, it was so hot. Still 26 degrees outside. I don't know what it is right now. What is it right now? Phone, tell me. Oh, it's only 26. 26, it feels hotter than that in this room. And maybe it is, because I'm in the top of the house. And my plasterer, I'm an adult, we have a plasterer now. My plasterer said that he thinks that this room, or the roof, isn't properly insulated, which is why it gets so hot. Hello, this is so amazing. Oh, thank you. I used to do live streams quite a lot. Now, I decided to do this on the Friday because I thought, right, so Mario goes to bed early, the pickle goes to bed early, we all go to bed at, well, I mean, I don't, but I mean, I do. I go to bed like 9 o'clock. But in theory, we all go to bed early. So, yeah, this is fine because I've got nothing better to do on a Friday night. I may as well prep mini skeins while hanging with my YouTube friends. And I know, Bubs, there's birds outside. You can't leap out the window, though. That's going to be very stressful. Your sister already did that when she was a kitten. Or tried to. She didn't actually succeed. What words am I saying? Yeah, but I forgot. Mario's off tomorrow. So I was thinking, it's fine. I'll live stream in the living room. It'll be nice. It won't be too warm. Blah, blah, blah. Nope. He's off. I'm pretty sure he's playing video games, either with friends or on his own, depending if friends are around. But yeah, so I really need to put all of this yarn in the shop, because as of right now, there's none in the shop. This is the afternoon tea collection for those who are unaware. So we've got jam, clotted cream, cucumber sandwiches. This one's Earl Grey, just here. Fine china, macarons, and that's lavender shortbread. And I've got a good amount of each going in the shop on a variety of bases. So if you missed the pre-order and you were kicking yourself because you missed the pre-order, yeah, delightful. So I'm very, very aware that people hate the sound of swallowing with a microphone, and noted that they appreciate that I cut it out. So I'm going to try my bestest to mute whenever I have a drink of water, because when I say this microphone, delightful, very good. It's a good little mic. It's a very good microphone. It does pick up absolutely everything. So I'll do my best to keep mouth noises and drinking noises to somewhat of a minimum. Anyway, what have you all been up to? Let me know. It's quiet. People aren't chatting. We have just been to Ruddington, which is the other side of Nottingham to where I live. And if you're local to the area, there's a makers market on tonight until 9 o'clock. So head there. Delightful. But so yeah, we went to the makers market, had a wander around, took the pickle. We've got a new pram for the pickle. It's a little travel one, which is much easier to fit in the car. So, hi Lisa. So much easier to fit in the car, which is great. And also she's facing outwards as we pushed her along. So yeah, she was just like, oh my goodness, I can see so much. But there are a bunch of craft fairs there, so we had a look around some of them. God, it was hot in those rooms though. And then my friend Grace, she owns G&G's, and she was doing a noodle night. So we went and got noodles, and she had this delicious pork. So good. And then she did a couple of noodles, or I'm pretty sure she just picked the noodles out of mine and Mario's noodle bowls, which is absolutely fine. She hand makes the noodles. She picked a couple of them out, so they didn't have her sauces on for the pickle, and she thoroughly enjoyed munching on them, along with an accoutrement of other things. And yeah, it was nice. It was a nice evening. Then we came back, bath, bottle, book, bed. Yes. And now I'm live streaming. She didn't think she wanted to sleep. She always does, but she never thinks she does. What's somebody saying? Oh. I'm knitting a sock on my train commute home. Delightful. Just finished uni for the year, so catching up with everything else I should have been doing all year. That's exciting. How long's the break for from uni? I miss university days. Mario and I were talking about that the other day. We were driving. We were somewhere. And he said, do you ever miss being at university or university days? Like, yeah, I do actually. Quite a lot. Not quite a lot, but yeah, I do. Not like the work aspect of it, but when I was a student, very, very few responsibilities. Just went out quite a lot. Just had a good time. Definitely drank too much. But just generally had quite a good time. It was nice. Hi, Rachel. How you doing? We keep my greyhounds cool all day. Yeah, I can imagine that's a tough feat. Dogs aren't very good at self-regulating. Cats, delightful. They roasted themselves for a bit and then laid on the kitchen floor, which is like slate. They laid on the kitchen floor to cool off, and then back to the conservatory to roast themselves for a bit more. Gluttons for punishment. Currently crocheting a baby cardigan for a friend at work with that Drops Fiesta. Oh, delightful. Something I'm very annoyed about with that Drops Fiesta, it's now on offer at Wool Warehouse, and I haven't used it. Don't get me wrong, full price, not that expensive. Well, I mean, I say not that expensive. I'm comparing it to hand dyed yarn, so not that expensive. It's £2.40 for a 50-gram ball, 25-gram ball. I can't remember what size the balls are, but it's currently in Wool Warehouse. It's currently in the sale, so I'm really annoyed. Just finished dyeing up my first ever attempt at speckled yarn. Yes, Sophia. How did you find it? Did you enjoy it? I love me a speckle. I'm currently looking at some of the mini. I'm really behind on twisting mini skeins. Really behind on work in general, and these temperatures are not helping matters in the slightest, because I don't want to do anything because because it's so hot in this room, in the shed with the oven on. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I'm looking at that one of those colorways that I've twisted up, and oh my goodness, I'm so tempted to show you, but I won't. I'll keep it a secret. But I'm halfway through dyeing the advent, the daily advent. The goal is to finish by the end of July. That is what I'm aiming for. Finish dyeing advents by the end of July, and so then I can do hopefully weekly advents in August, although we're away quite a lot in August, so we'll see. I'll make it work. And then the pickle starting nursery in September, so ideally I want to be starting to pack them up in September, because I'm sure she will catch every bug under the sun. Hello, Anne. Is that a new crochet project? Oh, bothered, dogs want to walk. Oh, it's so warm. Bonjour, Françoise. Enjoyed it a lot, but it is tricky. The pinks, yellows, and oranges took really well. Greens and blues. Green, blues, and lilacs barely. 1 second. I return. Finished for about a month until my kids finish school. This is my second degree. Oh my goodness. Missing a low tide sweater from Unwind. Oh, lovely. Hogging the fan. Yes. I wish I could be hogging the fan. The pickle's hogging the fan. It's hot in that nursery. My goodness. It's alright with the fan on, but without the fan on it is toasty, because it's this side of the house and the sun sets on this side. So she's got sun on the window for the longest time this side. It is tricky. The pinks, yellows and oranges took really well. The blues, greens and lilacs barely at all. Sophia, what dyes do you use, and what acid did you use, just out of curiosity? I'm just trying to think why the cooler tones barely took, but the warmer tones did. I'm just trying to troubleshoot in my head is all. So excited about my habit. Thanks, Anne. I'm excited too. Really excited. I'm jazzed. It took me a couple of attempts to get warmed up with the colourways. I'm not gonna lie. Not to say that there are duds. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, when you're going to be dyeing 24, well, plus 4, so 28, I suppose, brand new. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. 28 brand new colourways. It is intimidating. But some of these colourways I will definitely be bringing back on 100 gram skeins. I'm actually, usually for East Anglia Yarn Festival, you're falling asleep up there, Bev. Usually for East Anglia, in case you missed the cat tags. The cat tags. Usually, oh, we're all good. When I'm dyeing for East Anglia Yarn Festival, I have a lot of new colours that I can sort of select from through the advents, and that's just not happened. That didn't happen this year, because it was a specifically Christmassy advent calendar. Muppets Christmas Carol last year. Don't get me wrong, loved it, thoroughly enjoyed it. We've done one bag. I also did a few whilst I was waiting, when I actually probably should have been sorting this live stream. If you're joined recently, we had a bit of a kerfuffle in the beginning, but it's all good. We're there now. I should sit up a bit more. It's not the most comfortable on the floor. Didn't think about that I'm getting old. The floor isn't the most comfortable anymore. Yes, so I didn't have a bunch of advent colourways that I could dye up for the East Anglia Yarn Festival. So I was just kind of like, I don't know what to dye. That is the downside with doing one market. Citric acid and use some kinds from Colourcraft on 20. Interesting. I personally have never had an issue with Colourcraft dyes. I don't know DT Crafts and Designs. Interesting. I don't know why they wouldn't have taken as much. Were they paler colours in general? Like lilac is a paler colour than just purple. But that's really interesting. Have you tried mixing some of the dyes with citric acid before speckling them? Because that could help in the future instead of just speckling the powder. What's the ratio? 2 parts citric acid to 1 part dye. That's the ratio. So for every spoonful of dye you need 2 spoonfuls of citric acid. That's what I usually do. Yes, it might be an option to try that. And then applying it when the yarn is hot makes it strike a bit faster. But if you're dyeing in your oven, that's the tricky one. Or maybe get into dyeing yarn. I won't lie, I watched a bunch of people. So picture this. I leave my job at the bead shop in Nottingham. The Corner of Craft exists. I leave my job at the bead shop in Nottingham. I moved to Germany with my now husband, then boyfriend, because he was a teacher and he wanted to teach abroad, and can, very out of practice, might come back to me quite quickly, German. And we moved to Frankfurt for 2 years. Couldn't get a job. Partly because I discovered, I've got shorts on. Didn't discover I have shorts on. I discovered that actually I became quite an anxious person whilst living out there. Didn't realise how anxious of a person I became until I moved back and felt just much more comfortable. But I hadn't spent a lot of time on my own before, and with Mario working and me not knowing anyone in Germany, I was spending a lot of time on my own, which is when I was plugging quite a lot of time into YouTube, as in creating content, which is when the tutorial days happened because I had time. Anyway, I decided after our first year there, I decided enough was enough and that I needed to go out and make some friends. So I went back to the knit night that I'd been to a couple of times, met Becky. It was really funny because we were walking home and might not have been enough fortunate as the heat. Yeah, no, you didn't. I didn't finish reading that myself. Anyway, I'll finish my story and then we'll get back to it. And then it was really funny because we were walking home and she was like, oh, cool. So I just sort of live down here near the cathedral. And she's like, oh yeah, I live down near the cathedral as well. Whereabouts do you live? Anyway, we live directly opposite each other, like almost touching distance to each other. We live very, very close to each other, which was great. Anyway, so I made a friend. And through that friend, I went to the Knit Night more. And through that, I discovered the online knitting community. I discovered knitting podcasts. And I discovered hand-dyed yarn. And the more I saw people posting about hand-dyed yarn, Willemvine in particular, I watched a lot of Willemvine. She was one of the first, one of the first podcasters, 1, 2, 3, 4, that I watched. And I was like, that looks like quite a lot of fun. So I kind of decided I wanted to expand my business to include yarn dyeing, because I was already making beaded stitch markers at that point. And yeah, so I was writing down ideas on like various business ideas. I was going to do one inspired by baked goods, but this was before Mario became a baker. I was going to do inspired by baked goods. We were going to be the yarn cakery, or let them knit cake was also an option. Anyway, and then I bought some yarn from a shop from an online shop in Germany, and I bought some jacquard dyes and gave it a go in our teeny tiny kitchen. It was like, actually, this is quite a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying this, cooking it in the oven. And then I came back and decided that I was going to launch Chromatic Yarns, and here we are. Many moons later, so that was 2017 we came back, and I launched Chromatic Yarns in 2017. And then I went full-time in 2018, June, July. Probably around this time of year in 2018, I went full-time. And just kind of made it work and grew it. And now I toot my own horn, doing pretty well, if you don't mind me saying. We do look down on this country. We do look down on people that toot their own horn sometimes. But I feel like, I don't know, I'm very, very proud of the business that I have grown. And I just think, I don't know. Yeah. So basically, I saw other people doing it, thought that looks like a lot of fun. I would like to have a go at that. And then decided to add it to my business, because beaded stitch markers, whilst beautiful, not the best way to earn money, because they take a really, really long time, and the materials themselves, while cheap, anyway, I don't know, they take a really long time, and for me, I don't think stitch markers alone is a sustainable source of income for me. I know that a lot of other people make beaded jewelry, things like that. I guess you can charge more for jewelry than you can stitch markers, but I know a lot of other people can make beaded things a sustainable business for them, and that's absolutely fine. I do not have the concentration to make that the key part of my business now. So yeah, I kind of switched the focus to dyeing yarn a bit more than stitch markers. I do want to get into the routine of making stitch markers more and actually having them in the shop more than once a year, because it is actually ridiculous. And how am I meant to be known for beaded stitch markers if I never make and sell beaded stitch markers? So I would actually like to bring back that aspect. That might have to wait until the pickle's in nursery. Hi Lily. And yeah, I do need to bring back that aspect once the pickle's in nursery and I've got a bit of time back. Because at the moment I do not. Yeah. Try to heat. I'll try. No heat. You didn't do. Sophia. So when you're dyeing yarn, do you not heat the yarn at all? Because yarn needs heat in order for the acid dye to adhere. So you do need heat. You can pop it on a hob. You could pop it in the oven. I dyed yarn. I need a sip. 1 second. I dyed yarn in our oven for a really long time. In the tiny, it was a tiny kitchen, not a tiny house. It was quite a big house actually. I had too many rooms. Not too many rooms. That's not true. I had too many floors and a very narrow staircase. It was not ideal for furniture. Thank God for IKEA. Anyway, tiny kitchen. I dyed yarn in the oven in our old house. I dyed it when I was in Germany, but that was just, I think, maybe 5 skeins I dyed in Germany. And then, yeah, I dyed in the oven in our old house, and then I started out by dyeing in the oven here. I've got loads of videos of me dyeing in the oven in this house. It would have been from October 2020 onwards up until, when did I get my dye shed done? Was that 2021? Oh, it wasn't that long. Felt like a long time. Pandemic. But yeah, and then I got my dye shed kitted out and sorted out, and so now I'm down there. Still dyeing in an oven, but a different oven specifically for yarn as opposed to our oven. I tell you what, it's really nice not having to wash up and clean the whole kitchen twice in a day. I mean, I end up doing it anyway, but like thoroughly scrubbing it to dye yarn in and then scrubbing it down after. It's nice. It's nice just to be able to sort of leave it and come back to it and continue where I left off. I won't lie, that is a definite perk to the dye shed. Yeah, I keep seeing people that have these units. I'm like, that looks really nice too. Be nice to get out of the house. Many reasons to be proud. Thank you. Heat it in the microwave afterwards. Oh, well that's fine. Microwave's fine. Microwaves, I know, I mean, I'm not going to share who it is because it's not my business to share, and if they're not sharing it, then they obviously don't want to. But I know a very, very popular and prolific dyer who dyes all of the yarn in the microwave. So you're absolutely fine using a microwave. Everyone uses their own methods. I mean, I think they've got several microphones at this point in order to keep up. But yeah, microwave is absolutely fine. Wrap it in cling film, whack it in the microwave. Delightful. What is happening here? Is that good? Is that good? Yes. Yes, good. Yes. I really, really am hoping to get all of these 280 mini skeins with 55 down, by the way. I was really hoping to get all of these done tonight, get them onto soak. And so tomorrow morning, try to get up early. The pickle's been sleeping, surprisingly well. Bye, Rachel. Enjoy your dog walk. Sleeping surprisingly well in this heat. And so I should be making the most of it and getting up earlier. But I'm not sleeping well because she is sleeping well. So I'm waking up all the time, worrying. Cindy, Hannah, and I'm in awe of your ability to make loads of stitch marks. I make 12 different sides. Oh my goodness. I won't lie. It's much easier to make multiples of the same design than it is to make 12 different designs, because you kind of get into the flow of it much easier. I need to make some more geese. I need to make some more fish. Because, yeah, they sold so quickly at East Anglia Yarn Festival. I came home from East Anglia Yarn Festival and I said to Mario, so my grand plan is I'm going to apply to East Anglia Yarn Festival next year and assume I'm going to get in. Because, not assuming I am actually going to get in, but if I work on the assumption that I'm going to get in my brain, then I could bead, I think I worked it out, 30 stitch markers a month, which actually isn't that many. And that would fill my board. Let me tell you how many stitch markers I have made towards East Anglia Yarn Festival. None. Absolutely none. So that plan didn't work. And now I need to be spending my free time twisting yarn. I want to knit. That's the difficulty. See, one of the tricky things, I was going to do a video about this, but I don't know if it's that interesting, about sort of knitting for content. And I don't know how you feel pressured. Right, so I have a knitting podcast. Hello. I'm sure some of you have seen it. If that's not your jam, that's fine. Not offended. And they, yes, so I obviously try to post that monthly. I try really, really hard to have progress on most of my projects in that month. It's really hot, Claire. It's really hot. I try to have a progress on my projects so that when I'm showing you, it's not, hey, this is exactly the same as last month. But the problem now, I'm in Advent prep mode, is that in the evenings I am prepping Advent minis or I am twisting Advent minis. There is no in between. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. No knitting time. Therefore, I might have to stop podcasting. And this is what happened last time. And that's why I started the podcast again. Because I was like, right, it's actually quite beneficial for me to podcast and have that consistency. But it's fine. You're just getting my inner monologue right now. Mario was like, when you take the pickle on a walk, what do you, because I've, you know, we have a chat about how we need to make sure we talk to the pickle quite a lot and blah, blah, blah. Partly because there's a lady on TikTok who said that she realised that she didn't really speak to her 11-month-old all day. And I can kind of understand how someone can do that, but at the same time, obviously that's terrible for the child. So we had a chat. I said about this person and he was like, so what do you talk to the pickle about? And when you go out on walks and stuff, and literally it's just an inner monologue of me just chatting absolute rubbish to her as we're walking along, and that's absolutely fine. I tell her all about various life stories I experienced that she's definitely going to forget. And yeah, just, oh my goodness, oh, everything is sticking to my leg. I have really fun cycling shorts on. They're leopard print. You can't see them. But yeah, I just chat rubbish to the pickle. I posted videos about books and reading for about 6 years and haven't done any for a year now because I ran out of things to talk about and I'm in a reading slump. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear you're in a reading slump. That's so frustrating when that happens. Especially because YouTube kind of punishes is a really exaggerated word, but I don't know what the alternative is. If you don't post consistently to your channel, you will not be favoured in the YouTube algorithm. Let's just say that. So I'm going to one of the many reasons I chose to live stream this evening. I didn't have a video, although I could have suppose posted May's mini skeins, but I didn't have a video for today, so I just thought, you know what, I'm going to do a live stream instead. Also, I'd been thinking about doing one for a while because YouTube had been pushing me to give it a whirl, so I'm giving it a whirl. Yeah, I mean, Marissa, I completely agree. I have always chatted to the cats, therefore when a baby came into play, it made sense. There was one day after she got her first round of vaccines. In hindsight, I now know she just didn't want to be put down and she was just being grumpy, and that's fine. But at the time, in my postpartum anxiety brain, I thought she had like really, really bad reflux. She needed to be kept upright, blah, blah, blah. She didn't. Now she's old. Now we've been around each other longer. I know what cries mean what. But after her vaccines, I slept for maybe 3 hours and had been reading a book to keep myself awake whilst I was sat in a chair holding her. I was reading a book on my Kindle. That's the only time in my life I've read a book in 24 hours, other than like short books, obviously, but like actual books. I can't remember what the book was. Anyway, I was so tired that I was just reading this book to get through the day, and I realised I hadn't actually spoken to the baby that much. So I couldn't be bothered to think of what to say, so I just started reading the book that I was reading out loud. Now, definitely not suitable for a child, but you know what? She was, how old are they for their first vaccines? 8 weeks old? Around that. She didn't know what was going on, so I was just reading out. I read thrillers just for context. As a general rule, pretty sure there was a murder at some point. But yeah, I just started reading my book out loud to her because I didn't know what else to say to her, and it felt really weird that I hadn't said that much to her. It's obviously different now. I'm getting more sleep, and well, sometimes, for the most part, and yeah, she wants me to read her books to her now. Hey, Sam. So yeah, I just just started reading my book. I was just like, I don't know what to say. I was like, oh, I've not spoken to you that much today. I'm sorry, Pickle. Let me just read my book to you. Yeah. Also, talking as though she's an adult is a great way for her to develop her language. Yes. I mean, I switch the style that I talk to her, but for the most part, I do talk to her exactly the same as I am currently talking to you now. So, fingers crossed that does well. We've learnt to wave this week, if anyone's interested. It's exciting. She did this for a while. To wave, just a hands up. Hi. Now she does this, but like from extension, she goes this, like this. It's actually very cute. She still doesn't know me as Mama though. She can say Mama. I don't think she knows me as Mama. Everyone is Dada at the moment. And then she hears dogs barking outside. And she's like, ta, ta, like it's a cat. It's like, no, it's a dog, but you're very close. Bless her. Bless her. What a pickle. What a pickle. I'm just going to have a sip. It's all the talking. It's all the talking. If you missed it, I'm wearing a... Oh, sorry, I touched it. I'm wearing a tiny mic. So, swallowing liquids is really obnoxious. It sounds awful. So, I'm muting the microphone when I have a sip. So, I don't... Because I can't edit it. I mean, I could after the fact, but I'm not going to. Unless I do something terrible like accidentally share my daughter's name, which would be really, really sad. And one of the reasons that I have held off live streaming since she's been born. But it would be nice to get into a monthly, like, do a little live stream once a month. I think that would be nice. Would you be down for that? Making this a regular thing? Because Mario's usually... Oh, excuse me, I got the... Hi, Kristen. I got the water gurgles, I apologise. Hi, Kristen, welcome. Mario is usually at work on this weekend, which is why I thought he was going to be. But he's not. But he usually is. So we could make this a thing. So the 4th Saturday. Is this the 4th? Oh, my phone is here. Where's my calendar? Up there. Please excuse this facial expression. Yeah, the pickle's first word was cat. 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 It's very cute. June. Oh my god, this is really hard to see. They're a slightly different colour, but 1, 2. I guess this is the 3rd weekend, but it's just a bit weird because the 1st was on a Sunday. We'll have a chat. We can discuss because he is usually off the 3rd weekend. So maybe we could do the 4th weekend. What's the 4th weekend in July? 1, 2, 3, 4. Like the 26th. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, we'll work it out. We'll work it out. I'll look at my loose YouTube schedule, 1, 2, 3, and work it out. And hopefully, monthly lives would be lovely. It would be lovely, wouldn't it? I also thought it would be quite fun to do some Patreon lives every so often. The difficulty there is getting one that's a perfect time zone. So, for everyone. Have I ever sold my yarn in a local shop? Not yet. I haven't. Not for any reason other than I haven't approached anyone about it and people haven't approached me. And I don't know why people haven't approached me, whether I should be offended that people haven't approached me. Maybe when my yarn was just D&D related, it was a bit too niche and people weren't into selling that, which I understand. 3 bags down. There's 11 bags in total and then 5 extra mini skeins. I'm not going to be live streaming for the whole time I am going to be doing this for the whole time I'm live streaming, but I'm not going to be live streaming for the whole time I'm doing this. Does that make sense? Nice to see you live streaming, prepping the advent yarn. I know something on me. Oh, thank you for buying the advent. I really appreciate it. Yeah, no, I'm super surprised at how many sold again. It sounds really like, I don't know. I sold loads last year, so I shouldn't be surprised, but I am surprised. But yeah, anyway, I think I'd like to have my yarn in a yarn shop. There's that local, yes, Handmade Nottingham. There's also Knit Nottingham that I'm tempted to message. I had a pop-up at Knit Nottingham once when Eleanor owned it. She's now moved and sold the business to another couple. And then, yeah, I need to message them to be like, would you consider stocking hand-dyed yarn? There's also a yarn shop in Carlton called the Yarn Loft that I need to, it's on my bus route into big town, not little town, big town, i.e. centre of Nottingham. So I do need to hop off the bus early and go in there at some point. I have been before, but it was a really long time ago, and just see what the vibe is and see if they would be interested, because I think it would be cool to see my yarn in a shop. It's also like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 a lot of yarn dyer friends who have been featured in magazines, and it's like that's cool. How do I make that happen? So I can be like, Mum, look, I'm in a magazine. Is that stupid? Is that a stupid reason to want to be in a magazine? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. But yeah, no, it's just these little things that no one actually tells you how to make happen. I have no clue. And I just assumed people would approach me. And you know what? They haven't. So there was a yarn shop that used to be in Grantham, around the corner from where my in-laws live. And yeah, and she's messaged me. She's moved and opening a new shop, and she's messaged me to ask if I wholesale. So that could be interesting. Yeah, Knit Nottingham. That's the one, next one along from Have Me Nottingham. Watching your dyeing videos made me want to dye yarn. I got a chance at Gen Con a couple of years ago and loved it. My mum also loves your video and asks to watch them every week with me. That's so cute. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm so pleased. I've had a few people tell me recently that my videos made them get into yarn dyeing. That makes me so happy. Oh, I love it. I love it. The more people doing this art, the better. That's what I always say. I'm so excited for Advent this year. My husband might have a heart attack when my multiple Advents arrive there. They'll keep you quiet. They'll keep you quiet for a while. Think of the I don't know. What's the phrase? Give me a second. I'm working on it. It's something like cost per hour, cost per minute, or whatever. So, you know, you go out for dinner, it's X amount of money, but how long are you entertained for, really? And whereas an advent calendar, sure, they're expensive. I have kept mine the same price as last year. They will not be the same price next year. Everything has gone up in price. It's not an issue. I'm not losing money on the advents, don't get me wrong. I'm just profiting less on them than I did last year. Not complaining in the slightest, just saying. Yes, but because I know they are super expensive, so I didn't mind keeping mine the same price as last year. That wasn't an issue at all to me. But yeah, if you think about all the hours of entertainment that you've got out of that one advent calendar, can you see why we charge what we do when I'm sat here for so far 43 minutes, and I've done actually not that many, and I have quite a few to go. Each mini, if you've not watched this, microphone on, each mini has 3 ties in it. I cut 2 of them off when I'm twisting them just because I think it looks neater. That's just a personal preference. So I cut 2 of them off, so that obviously adds extra time to twisting. But each of these ties has to be loosened, and the reason that I do this is because if I'm dyeing yarn and I don't loosen the ties, if I then remove the ties or you remove the ties, then there will be a little white patch where the dye couldn't get underneath, and it acts kind of like in tie-dye, which I also really want to try again this year. I've not done tie-dye in so long. I think tie-dye would be super duper fun, so I might suggest it and get one of my friends around and see if they want to have a tie-dye party and maybe tie-dye some baby clothes. I'm very thankful for a local being willing to sell my yarn to. My local yarn shop is not paying me promptly anymore. Oh, that sucks. I feel really weird about having to hit. Don't feel weird. Do not feel weird about asking them to pay you, because I understand it might feel weird because I don't know where you are, but it's weird to talk about money. People do not like talking about money. I'm tempted to do, sorry, I'm just stretching my legs. Tempted to do a video talking about the cost of the afternoon tea collection. I did a video on Patreon about the stats on how much I sold and how much money I took and blah blah blah. And I'm tempted to do a full breakdown of like that plus how much postage, how much I spent on postage, how much I spent on yarn, how much I spent on dye, blah blah blah. Basically just completely break down how much I end up with at the end of it, because I've never actually sat and done that before. But I thought that could be quite interesting, because if you're anything like me, you will be quite nosy. But yeah, sorry, I'm still reading down your comments. I went to a new yarn shop in Grantham a few weeks ago called the Woolhaven. Yes, I saw that opened. I need to visit my in-laws, and whilst I'm there, say, I'm just gonna nip down the road and go to the yarn shop. My phone just buzzed. Why is my phone buzzing? I don't know. Yeah, so I might do that. Might scope it out. Could be fun. Isn't the cost of stuff just so ridiculous now? I'm just going to take a sip. I have not thought about vending at any yarn shows in the US. A couple of my friends are vending at UK-based friends are vending at Flock this year, which is incredibly exciting. But I logistically don't know how I would make that work. So I'm curious to see how they manage it and how they make it work. I've angled this terribly. I should have just moved along a little bit, and then you wouldn't have just an empty shelf behind. Anyway, but yeah, I don't think logistically that is something I'm going to be able to do, because I don't even know how that works with taxes. I don't know how that works with, that's a very wide stance, bub. I don't know how that works with shipping stuff over to sell it and all of that fun stuff. I'd like to go as a customer at some point to Flock. I think that would be really fun. I contemplate going next year, but I might give it another year or so and see. In 2020, I was meant to be going to Rhinebeck. I was also meant to be going to Japan. We all know what happened in 2020. I went to neither of those places. He inspired me to knit my son's first jumper. The neck's too big and the rib is so uneven, and somehow 2 sizes more on the pattern. But that's fine. Well done for knitting it though. Was it not as bad as you thought it would be? Curious to know. I detest the prep process for them. If I'm doing more live streams, this is my live streams for the foreseeable future, is me prepping mini skeins, because I won't lie, you're making it pass quite quickly. Oh, it's ducks. I thought, it's like, what is that noise? I thought it was my baby. It's not. It's ducks. 4 bags down. It's ducks. I hate prepping mini skeins. I think for the time for you, the adverts are worth more than they're listed for, particularly when you said the creativity and packaging. Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, probably not a good time to come to the US right now. Anyway, I mean, I was thinking that, but also I didn't want to offend people. But yeah, it's not top in my list of places I want to go right now, especially with a baby. Yeah, and that is all I would say on that for this current time, because I'm not very good at expressing myself clearly sometimes, and I don't want to offend anyone, I don't want to upset anyone. I'm quite happy here right now, if that's okay. But I am tempted to apply to the Monty next year in Sheffield. I think that should be good, because that's up the road. Yeah, I think that would be good to get that back under my belt, after saying I'm only going to do 1 yarn show a year and blah blah blah. I really enjoy doing yarn shows. I don't want to do loads. Do you have any tips on getting accepted into a yarn show? I was turned down for 2 this year, and my stage sample photos look a lot like the setups that were actually at the show. Let me have a sip and formulate an answer. very often I'm tempted to, I'm tempted to suggest to Laura of the Lonely Knitter and Folk Yarn Studio, organiser of East Anglia Yarn Festival, to make a video talking about applying to yarn shows. As a festival director, I think it'd be really interesting. Like half an hour chef will be the festival show I visited. Oh, Louise, that'd be great. Yeah, I think it'd be really interesting for her to give her perspective on it, because I don't fully know. I don't know. I guess it's so. A lot of times you can message the festival directors and ask why you didn't ask for feedback on your application. That's how I would phrase it. Ask for feedback on your application, and maybe they would say, oh, we've got another dyer who dyes similar yarn to you who's vended here before, so we've just got them back. Or your yarn is priced too cheaply, so we want people who charge X amount upwards. That's an obnoxious motorbike, to vend at the yarn show. Or thank you. Hello, Crafty Chats Cafe. Delightful. I don't know specifically. I haven't got into every yarn show that I've applied to either. But I also haven't applied to that many yarn shows. I guess just showing your range of yarn, your selection. I don't know. I will talk to Laura of the Lonely Knitter. We can see if we could do something together. That could be fun. We could do a live together. That could be fun. I'm not quite sure how, but that could be fun. And she could talk about, well, in all fairness, doing a live with Laura, she would be doing most of the talking. Said with absolute love, not said with anything. She's a chatterbox, and that is absolutely fine. Yes. Because that would be really useful for people applying for yarn shows. I might suggest that to her. Not necessarily a live stream with me, but just a general video topic idea. Because, yeah, I know that different shows have different criteria. I know, for example, Laura has a minimum amount that people must charge per skein of yarn to vend at their show. So they're not undercutting the other people, because she's got some vendors who are VAT registered. I might have to be VAT registered soon, which what's his face? Oh, woe is me. That's not what I mean at all. It's not what I mean. Gosh, I more mean what a faff. That's what I mean. It's not, oh, feel sorry for me. That's not what I mean. I didn't mean for it to come across that way. Oh my goodness, my business is earning money, so I might have to register for VAT. Oh, it is 20% VAT, is it? And I believe it's if you earn over, this is going to sound really obnoxious. If you earn over £90,000 in a year, not a financial year, in just a year, a rolling year, you have to register for VAT, and then you've got to do that quarterly. But I guess I got an accountant, and that's what an accountant's for, and I'd be able to claim VAT back on some stuff. Mario's been VAT registered ever since he opened his bakery, because you can also opt to be VAT registered, and it made sense for him to be VAT registered because he's selling takeaway food that you don't have to pay VAT for, apart from if it's got chocolate in, but that's a whole different thing. But yeah, I didn't mean that to sound obnoxious. It's like oh, poor me, my business is earning money. Wow. But yeah, it's 20%. So anyway, Laura has some dyers who are VAT registered, so obviously they can't charge under a certain amount. If I VAT register, I'm going to have to up my prices, because on top of what I charge, I'm going to have to pay VAT. So she doesn't want people vending at her yarn show that charge too little, and so people are like, why is that person paying or charging £21 when this person is only charging 14? Well, because they've got to pay VAT and themselves. I could do a whole video talking about why charging why starting a business undercutting your competitors is not a good idea. But I don't know if that's an interesting video for people. I don't know. I've got all these video ideas, but they're really specific to people starting a business or having a business. And I don't know if that's interesting, because basically I would like to grow my channel more. I would like to, I'd like to grow my channel more. I'd like to get more consistent views. I have consistent views. I would like the number of consistent views to go up. And I think it'll be good. I really enjoy making videos. I really enjoy posting on YouTube. I would like to be paid a little bit more from YouTube for doing this, and the way to do that is to have more eyeballs on my video. So I need to try to make content that lure people in, and I don't know if me talking in the business side is a great idea, because is that going to encourage people to come and watch my videos? And also, ideally, I want people who watch my videos to buy stuff from me, because this is my job. So, tricky. I'm sorry, my phone keeps buzzing. That's a hilarious thing that just came up from Discord. Really funny. What's my battery doing? How's it looking? Oh, we're fine. It's not rushed, it's a lot. It's hot in this train. Goodness me. It's hot in this room. Although it has cooled down a bit. I'm going to have a sip and catch up on reading comments. Oh my goodness. Planning visiting London for the first time in September to go to a Busted versus McFly concert. That is going to be so good. So good. I also enjoyed them, but didn't say I enjoyed them because I didn't think it was cool to enjoy them, even though I should have done. I just should have embraced it. I was a teenager in the prime hashtag not like other girls era of the world. I'd love to see a small business series from me. I have done a small business series before. There's a high percentage of self-employed people in YouTube. That's true. Definitely a niche. Remember this one YouTuber posts exclusively about having an art business. Okay. Oh yeah, I've seen them. Have I? Might be the same person. Might not be the same person. Don't leave your nice stable job that pays well and start dying young. Do not do that. Do it alongside if you want to do it alongside. But oh my goodness, I'm not telling you to leave a job to start a business. That is risky unless you have savings and plenty of them. I can't say anything. Mario left his job to start a business, so who am I? But, you know, he had a wife that paid for everything for a year and a bit. So. It's absolutely fine. He's made it work so much. Yeah, I love McFly. Yeah, I'm fully millennial. Oh my goodness. So funny. I was chatting to someone earlier and I was talking about how I loved going back to work after having a baby, because it was like I didn't really know what else to do, and I was like, I really liked working and I felt a bit lost not working, even though I was like, yeah, I went back to work in January. No, I didn't. I went back to work 6 weeks after she was born. I was packing up at Minis. Anyway, I just wasn't paying myself. And then she was like, oh yes, because how old were you when you had her? Because like I was in my 30s when I had mine, blah blah blah. I was like, oh yeah, I was 33. I was like, I don't know if she was being polite or she thinks I look young. I think she's being polite. This is not, I've got filters on. This is not the face of a 20-year-old. Goodness me. They never got popular in the US, so I didn't have to worry about opinions of others' opinions on the band. The thing is, I wasn't even into cool bands at all. I liked Avril Lavigne. I got very into the Beatles. And I got very into Queen to an obsessive degree. Fun fact, I listened to my, Everything Queen? Every Song by Queen there is a playlist on Spotify called Every Song by Queen or something like that, and it's got every single Queen song that ever existed. Something like that. It's called something like that. I listened to that whilst in labour and whilst giving birth. Little fun fact for you all there. I'm sure you care deeply, but I got really into Queen, and then got really into 70s glam rock, and then got really into 80s hair metal, and now I don't really know what I listen to. A mix of things. Just a good old mix. I'm bopping around dyeing yarn. Maybe I'll listen to music while dyeing yarn tomorrow. That might be nice. Especially if I'm getting up early in the morning, that might be quite good. Take a cup of tea down with me, get that oven on, just before it gets too hot, because it's disgusting dyeing yarn in there when it's too hot. Really disgusting. Mary's got the pickle all day, and then he's going to a gig in the evening that I was meant to be going to, and then sleep regression. So I'm no longer going because the pickle can no longer go to sleep on her own. She's getting better. We've kind of gone back to doing some gentle sleep training that we did in November, December, and that worked fine, and for many months, and then she kind of forgot how to fall asleep on her own, which is absolutely fine. Just a little bit annoying when my sister was going to babysit, and it's much easier to be like, cool, baby's in the cot, oh, the baby's asleep, lovely. Yes, I wouldn't want to succumb my sister to the pickles crying. Bless her. Bit of separation anxiety I think we got going on. Thanks for all the thumbs up, folks. I really appreciate it. If you don't mind giving a thumbs up, that would be lovely. It does push the video out to more people, which, as I said, is what we want. What I want, let's be honest. The goal is to hit 100,000 subscribers. But what's the point in hitting 100,000 subscribers if... I don't know. Is there a point? There's no point. It would just be nice. It would just be nice. Small accomplishments. I've been on YouTube a really long time. Not this channel. This channel I've had quite a long time. I'm going to put this up here so I know where it is. 5th bag. Oh, I'm getting through these quite quickly, actually. I will probably be on for another 20 minutes or so. Leave at 9 o'clock if that's all right. I was only going to do an hour, but I'm quite enjoying this, and I'm managing to get quite a lot done, which is good. You know, they're not telling me to leave my job, but it is my backup in no number of years. I'm about to say things if I ever get too stressed at my job. That's a good idea. I like that. It's always good, if you can, to start... Oh, this is comfy. I forgot I have a microphone on. I can lean back. Start a little side hustle. If you want to, obviously, and then if you know, in the future, you grow the business to the point where you can leave it, and then it's already established and grown and fab. Don't know if that made sense. I don't know if any of that made sense. Talking almost non-stop for an hour fries the brain a tiny bit. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, so I'm almost halfway through doing all of these, so that is very exciting. I'm doing these much quicker than if I were downstairs doing them. I tell you for why. I would be on my phone if I was downstairs doing these, but you're on my phone. I'm filming on my phone, therefore I cannot be on my phone because I am live streaming. This is great. And what's it called? Body doubling. You know, when you would do work because there's someone in the room. Beautiful. I use my camera for that sometimes. If I'm struggling a little bit to work, I'm just like, cool, I'll just film this then. And I'm like, sweet. Stitch markers in particular. I'll film me making stitch markers because then I'm like, I can't just stop and do something else. So it does work really well. For me, anyway. So I'll definitely be doing this for the foreseeable future. Although if I'm doing monthly live streams, you're only going to get one more month of me prepping minis because the goal is to finish daily advents by the end of July. I think that that is a good, solid and achievable, hopefully, goal. I had finished them by this time last year and I was spending all of my June twisting yarn, and then it got too hot for me to do anything. I watched a lot of Grey's Anatomy in June last year, and then it got too hot for me to do anything, and then I had a baby. And then I continued to twist yarn with a baby strapped to my chest. I was looking through on Canva, I was looking through my uploaded pictures to try to find one for this thumbnail, just a picture of me posing, because I couldn't bother to take one because I was just a bit of a sweaty mess. That's why I'm keeping my distance. And yeah, there are some pictures of me from Patreon videos, because I started posting on Patreon again sooner than I did on YouTube. I'm pretty sure. I just chatted whilst I was packing Advent minis. I actually think that was quite helpful for me to do mentally. Yeah, and there's just so many pictures of me with a sleeping pickle strapped to my chest. She was so small. And now she's not. She's still pretty small. She's still pretty small, especially for her age. But she's much bigger than she was. Bless her. Funny that, babies, they grow. It's her birthday very soon. I need to start getting some presents for her. Not that there's any point. Oh, so we gave her a teether rattly toy to have in the pram as we were walking around this makers market. We went to a makers market this evening. If you missed it, it was afternoon. Pre-evening. I think I've used that phrase before. Is it from Big Bang Theory? Might be. Pre-evening. And so we gave her this toy to hold on to and play with, just so she was entertained. And then we got given a flyer for the event. And then we gave her the flyer, and the flyer was much more interesting than the toy. It's like, why do I spend money on you in terms of getting you toys when you were quite content with an Easter card for a really long time? The Tesco magazine was a hit for absolute months. And then this makers market flyer. Why do we, I mean, we don't, because we know that we could just give her a bit of cardboard box and she'll be perfectly entertained. But yeah, babies, they don't need an awful lot. Oh, the chat's gone quiet. Is it gone quiet? Maybe, potentially, or is it broken? I don't know. Thanks for all the thumbs up, folks. Oh my goodness, I've just noticed the number jump up. I was on 24 and now I'm on 46. Thoroughly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Is that a cat? That might be a cat. Miso's gone. She was here, but Miso has gone. She probably got too warm, I'll be honest. I got both windows open. I thought it was going to be darker than this. It's currently 20 to 9, almost quarter to 9. And it's still, I'd have a light on because I only have maybe two light bulbs that work in here. And they do not help with the room temperature situation. It makes it so hot. Anyway, it's partly because the roof is so low. So if I'm stood packing orders and I've put the light on, I've basically got like this light like here above my head, just cooking me from the scalp down. So not a good plan. I'm just going to mute to have a sip. I hope my muting works, because otherwise it's me saying I'm just going to mute to have a sip and then just obnoxiously swallowing into the microphone, unintentionally, of course, always and forever. Oh my god, it's up to 52 now. Oh, thanks folks, I really appreciate that. The thumbs up thing, I didn't know that asking for them actually worked, so that's good to know. Should have done it earlier. Good to know for future. But yeah, I think it'll be good if we make this a monthly affair. Hopefully soon enough I'll be back to being able to knit during a live stream, and we can do a little knit and chat, and I can share with you whatever I'm currently working on. We'll have a little natter. I'll have some subjects maybe picked out beforehand, which I think might be better. it's almost the cat's nug time. Oh, light rain tomorrow. Yes. Yeah, because they get nugs at 9 o'clock and it's 1:45. And instead of bothering Mario for them, they bother me for them. It's like if Mario gets the pickle up in the morning, she's not good. I mean, she's always good as gold. She's a baby. She doesn't have morals, does she? But she's always like happily playing and pretty chill. I get her up and take her downstairs. If I put her down, she kicks off. It's like the cats are really chill with Mario, and then I appear and it's like, actually, I'm really hungry. Thank you. Okay. You can tell which one of us feeds you more. The one who is here more. Me. That's me. Yeah, bless. It is quite distracting. I don't know if you can you hear it? I don't know if you can hear it. Is the chat broken? I don't know. If you're all chatting and I'm ignoring you, I'm really, really sorry. It's not my intention. I genuinely can't see the chat at all. Can't see that anyone is chatting. So either you've all gone radio silent and not say anything, that would be bizarre, or can I refresh it? No, I don't know. Don't know what's happened. So I'm just going to finish these five minis and then probably love you and leave you. I'm over halfway through prepping these minis. I will go downstairs into the hopefully much cooler front room and finish off the final 5 bags and then run out and put them on to soak so they can soak overnight, and I can hopefully get up in the morning and get them dyed. What is this? Exciting changes coming to the hair early next month. Exciting changes. It's time. It's time to bring some fun back to my hair. You know what? This hair did its job. Delightful. Wonderful. It's time to bring back some fun. That's all I'm going to say, because I don't actually know what I'm going to have done, because I haven't decided yet. And this is when I then chicken out of the fun, because I don't know. But yeah. I really hope the chat's not broken. It's going to be really sad if the chat's broken and you're all trying to talk to me and I can't see any of them. Live chat. Oh, I can see them. I can see them. I can see them. I can see them. Oh my goodness. It's for some reason it was on top chat, not live chat. I know for next time. Just listening to you chatting. Oh my goodness. I know, Sam. Prevening. Prevening's a great term. I think you should look up the band Framing Hanley. Framing Hanley. Might like their first album. Okay, I'll look them up. I'm always up for listening to new music. Hi Shannon, sorry. Now I know for next time. I didn't have any chats from 8:30 until now. Well, now I kind of want to keep going until 9 o'clock. I've got another 12 minutes. So if you're willing to keep hanging out with me, that would be nice. I now have so many messages to catch up on. I loved, Avril Lavigne was good. I enjoyed Avril Lavigne. Do. Framing Hanley. I've never heard of them before. Right, let's try to do one more bag before we go. Oh, phew. Now I know to turn off top chat and do live chat. I will say I managed to fill almost 20 minutes. We'll say quarter of an hour, just for argument's sake. Quarter of an hour of me not being able to see anyone's chats and me just talking. Oh my goodness. That's quite impressive. Yeah, I liked my orange hair. I'm not going orange though. Maybe I'll bring back orange for autumn, but we're not going orange. And it's not all over. Any tips on being brave enough to upload to YouTube for the first time? Ooh, tricky. Hi, Miso. So, I posted on YouTube for the first time when I was 17. No, that's not true. before I was 17. I'm pretty sure I posted for the very, very first time on YouTube when I was doing my GCSE media studies. So I would have been 16. So what's that, 2000? We'll say I turned 16 in 2006. So let's say 2007 for the very first time. But I don't know where that video is. I probably deleted it, or it's somewhere. But he's a pink fringe. I know. I feel like I became boring becoming a mum. So we're going to bring back the fun, I think. And just have some cut off because it's a terrible condition. Yeah, so I started posting on YouTube on my Hanana the Banana channel back in January the 1st, 2008 was that one. So I guess I've not really... Hi, Miso. You're going to come... Oh, a fly. Go away. I'm sorry, just saw right up my nose. That's not attractive. Let me get some zip ties out of the bag. I love the galaxy hair that I had when I lived in Germany. My hair looked really good when I lived in Germany. I won't lie, it was good. But I was losing weight in a not necessarily healthy way. I was following like a pretty established diet here in the UK, but I don't think I was following it properly. And so a lot of my hair fell out. It was really, really sad. So yes, so I've been posting on YouTube for all of my adult life. Yeah, so I guess I didn't really overthink it when I created this channel. Although it was really weird and awkward in my first few videos. Right, my thing is, not many people are going to see your first video. Therefore, just post it anyway. Because what have you got to lose? And the more time you spend chatting to a camera and getting used to talking basically to yourself, the better. It can be really difficult to do. It can be really awkward to do. And yeah, a lot of people are scared to post because they're worried about what people think. Hi, Miso. But I don't know. Maybe this has become a thing more since hitting my 30s. I really don't care what people think anymore. I did for a really long time, but it still didn't stop me posting on YouTube because my theory was that people in the real world are just never going to see my videos. I mean, that's a flying thing that's stuck somewhere. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, Crafty Chats Cafe. I also think I'm boring, in all fairness. But that's by the by. It's just 69 viewers. Nice. It's just one of those things. I would fully recommend practicing talking to a camera. Just film yourself. You don't have to post it anywhere. Just film yourself. Get used to talking to the camera. If you're recording yourself, you're not doing a live stream, I really recommend practicing speaking to the lens of the camera here, because it can come across a little bit awkward, antisocial. It's difficult, right? It's difficult because we're programmed to talk to a face. We're not programmed to talk to nothing. So you want to look at yourself when talking. I'm reading a chat, therefore it's different right now, doing a live stream. But you want to look at yourself when you're recording because, of course, you do. But just try really hard to do this because it helps you connect with your audience a bit more. But just get used to talking to the camera, get used to feeling comfortable. Just imagine you're like voice noting your friend. I don't know if you send a lot of voice notes, but I talk like this in a voice note. And it just comes across a lot more relaxed, a lot less stilted, and it will make people think that they're like actually hanging out with you instead of you presenting to them. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Are these good tips? I don't know if they are. I've been doing YouTube too long. Too long. Took several tries for my first video. Finally decided I was going to make a video for my friend Robin. You said hi to her directly, and if anyone else watched, that's fine. Exactly. That's the perfect thing to do. That's the perfect thing to do. Just imagine you're making a video for a friend. It doesn't have to be that big a deal. You can even think, I'm just going to make a video and post it. No one's going to see it. Don't blow it out of proportion and just have a good time with it. You can always private it later. You can always delete it later. Like, if later on down the line, you're like, Oh, that first video I posted was so awkward. I hate it. Just get rid of it. I know people say the internet's forever, but honestly, most people, unless you're doing something terrible or embarrassing or I don't know, most people, most things aren't, I don't know, most things you can delete. I'm old and not cute, so I'm not feeling confident about posting. But I feel like it's the best way to raise awareness in my small business. I personally think that I know for a fact, there's no thinking, I know for a fact, my business would not be what it is today if I didn't post on YouTube at all. I really don't. If I didn't post more on YouTube and I didn't have the audience that I have, my business would not be what it is. I fully think that one of the reasons that my business is doing quite well, I'll be honest, it is doing quite well, is because I post on here. TikTok's pretty good, but Instagram is terrible for getting your name out there now because no one shows anyone anything anymore. So it's really, really tricky to get yourself seen on social media. But so one of the ways you can get seen on social media is to do YouTube. And I think although there are a lot of YouTube channels out here, don't get me wrong, I know there are so many YouTube channels out there, but I feel like in the indie dye space, it's a bit less crowded than Instagram. But maybe I'm wrong. I found you here. Oh, thank you. He says, sounds like they're saying the name. That's really funny. It does. This fly is really irritating and very distracting. I think I was 25 when I posted on YouTube for the first time, and honestly for me it was just do it and telling myself the views would be low anyway, which they were. Exactly. If you go into something with no expectations, then you can't be disappointed. No one's going, well, some people have their first video go viral, but statistically that is so incredibly low. So just post it. You're going to be awkward. It's going to be terrible lighting. It's going to be, I don't know, it's not going to be perfect. And you know what? That's absolutely fine. There's no point waiting because the time's going to pass anyway. If you want to start posting on YouTube, you may as well start posting on YouTube because what's the worst that's going to happen? It could be great. And if you don't post on YouTube, you will never know. If I hadn't seen your previous Advent calendar opening videos, I wouldn't have bought one in 2023. Thank you so much. I discovered you from YouTube and then visited you twice at East Anglia Yarn Festival. Thank you. That's so nice. So kind. We've done another bag. We're getting through these. This is fast. I'm tempted to stay on till I finish all of these. Goodness me. Found on YouTube when I was learning bead weaving almost 10 years ago. Yeah, I've been on here a long time. When was I doing YouTube beading videos? That must have been 2015. So yeah, probably was about 10 years ago. I moved to Germany in 2015. And I didn't have a job. So I put my all into YouTube because I was like, you know what? I could make this work. As it happens, I won't lie, I do make some money on YouTube, but I do not make anywhere near enough to have this be I think it's only a year between us. There is. I was born in 1990. Yeah, I can't remember what I was saying. I need to start doing more tutorials. That's a good way to get my channel found by people, but they're just so time consuming. They take such a long time, and it's heartbreaking putting all of that time into a YouTube video for then no one to watch because it's not my usual content and that's not what people have subscribed to. It's tricky. I need to find this fly. I searched for hand-dyed yarn on YouTube a couple of months ago and found you. Now look forward to your video. Thank you, Jessica. That's so kind. So kind. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I really enjoy posting on YouTube. You're the first YouTuber. Thanks, Shannon. I really enjoy posting on YouTube. I have done for a really long time. It's something I've done. I've been watching you since pre-COVID. Thank you. It's something that I've done for so long now. Obviously, I started posting in 2008. I've still got that channel still up. I've still got all my videos up. Hanana the banana, if you want to search it, because people are calling me Hannah the banana. It's like we don't say banana, you say banana. So it's Hanana the banana. And then I started this one in 2013. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I needed to find that fly. Actually, I'm pretty sure it was 2014. It was 2014. It was May 2014 I started this channel. The Corner of Craft itself started in 2013 and then I started this in 2014. Yes. And yeah, it was a really great decision. Really great decision. And I'm really, really pleased that I've done it. The big economy crash. Yeah, but I was 17. I started it January the 1st, before the economy crash. January the 1st, I started posting videos. I just thought I'd give it a go. My first video, very embarrassing. I'm introducing myself in 3 languages and it sounds really cocky. So, anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so, so much for spending this time with me. I really appreciated it. We got, what's 11 minus 4? 7 bags? 7 bags. 7 bags done. 4 to go. I'm going to take these downstairs and do them. It's cooled off quite a lot in here now. I'm not sweating anymore. It's either that or I've acclimatised. I'm going to be freezing cold by the time I go back downstairs. But I really appreciate you spending your Friday night with me. Or daytime, depending on where you are. I don't know where you are. And if you're watching this on catch up, thank you so, so much. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. It really helps out my channel. And if you don't want to, that's also fine. I won't be offended in the slightest. I'm going to see if I can get this fly out of my house. It's making a really high-pitched buzzing sound, so I think it's got stuck somewhere. It's very irritating though. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Thank you. I really appreciate you being here. The chat froze again, but I managed to get it updated. Jenny can't remember what my first video is, so I think the algorithm should. Ah, yes. Ah, thanks, folks. Just catching up on the chat. No, don't worry, Francois. You don't have to be more active in the chat. I just appreciate you being here. If you enjoyed this live stream, you want me to see me do more, let me know. And yeah, I had a lot of fun. So thank you so much. Have a good night, everyone. Have a good weekend. Happy weekend, folks. And I will chat to you all very soon. Bye. Ugh, this fly.